embarrassingly enough, this actually happened about a few months ago. So my phone lit up, it was Instagram telling me that I had a DM by a boy named James, and I got to see a preview of the message, and right up front, like, I got to see like some sugar daddy offer. I'm still a sucker for that. Like, I still love money, okay? So I saw it and I was like, oh God, I wanna like look at this, like check this out. And then when I eventually was able to go on Instagram, I could not for the life of me find this DM. It was so frustrating because I know in Instagram you can now unsend messages, but I never got notified that anything was unsent. And then I was also bummed because I was like, obviously he must have unsent the message because I took too long to respond. Like maybe he was embarrassed, I don't really know. And then I end up finding it in my comment section. So I had just recently posted a photo. It was like an hour of it being live. So of course it's still getting traffic. And he put in the comment section that he was, okay, I'm just gonna put it here. Like, here's the screenshot of it. Don't worry, I knew to get receipts. There's a lot more coming, but I did blur out his username because I was skeptical that this was a scam. And I know scammers are constantly closing accounts and reopening them with different usernames. So I figured eventually some sweet boy was gonna end up getting his username in some time. Yeah, I blurred it out, I'm sorry. But you know what, if you followed me on Instagram, you would have seen this, okay? And if you have, I kind of want to know, so let me know in the comments. But it was weird because I thought people were gonna like comment back to him or like heart his message, and all of you guys just did not leave it touched. It was weird. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna DM him. Like, I'm gonna do it. And I go, and there is no way for me to DM him unless I choose to follow him. And like, there's gotta be nosy people out there who visited his profile and then to see that I follow him, that makes me look so dumb. Like the things I do for a good story time video, but I'm telling you, like, somebody must have busted me on that because I know I'm like the nosy type. Like, I would have checked that out, but of course I did follow him. I was smart about my approach though, so I did follow him on Instagram, but I did not DM him right away. And I could tell it bothered him because he was then like going after all of my other photos and giving like heart emojis, like commenting for me to DM him this and that. And it's weird that he still didn't end up DMing me like at all during that time. Like, I found it so weird how public he was being. It felt as if he was trying to attract other sugar babies. Eventually I got tired of this cat and mouse game and I decided just to DM him because I wanted to know more. So I definitely played it cool where I was pretty much saying like, I don't know, I'm a very busy person. I don't know if I could be the sugar baby for you because I'm trying to set up right now the relationship that I am not going to touch you or send you naked pictures. I'm not doing any of that. Like, no way, no way. But at the same time, like, I did not want to be very cold and rude and dismissive of him because, again, you play the social game right, you get a little bit of pity. Maybe I wouldn't get the full $6,000 allowance, but I'm okay with aiming low to getting like $100 a month. I'm desperate. So I made a whole point to say like we should interview each other to make sure this is a great match. Made it seem like I had been in the sugar daddy game for a long time. Like, I did not want to be taken advantage of. But I did notice that when I asked him questions, again, he did not really elaborate. He told me he was a contractor, which is kind of, that can go either way. You could be making like decent money or like
cash money, baby.
The most personal he ever got was continuing to recommend Netflix shows to me, which I guess I should appreciate. And we're going back and forth, back and forth. I think you guys would be pretty impressed with me with how I was doing. I was able to hold conversation. I made sure to call him daddy or something, like, I don't know, do some like weird flirty messages, but nothing like so bad where it's like disgusting, you know, like you just want to be a little tease. Like, like I said, you guys would be proud of me, okay? And then he asks me who I bank with. I mean, I guess I've heard of wire transfers, but then why are we leaving a money trail? Like, I'm kind of confused. So I tell him right up front, oh, like, I have Venmo or PayPal. Which, again, like, if anybody watching this wants to be my sugar daddy, I have Venmo or PayPal. I have Patreon. Pledge to my Patreon. And don't forget my Amazon wish list. It's been updated for 2020. It's just weird because as soon as you involve the banks, you leave a paper trail. And I was like, what guy wants to like have that kind of paper trail? Like, they don't ever want to explain that. Then later on, like another day, he asks me, whom do I bank with? And I'm like, again, saying the same thing, Venmo or PayPal. I was already skeptical of how I was going to receive all of that money without doing like anything in return. But now I was like, this is shaky shiz, because why does he need to know my banking information? So it's like, ugh.
I'm getting scammed.
But I should have known, like right off the bat, like I did know it was a scam, but there's always like that 2% chance it's real. But ladies, from what I noticed, if a guy wants to give you money, you'll just be surprised with the money. Like, they're not gonna ask about it or set this and that up. If he's like a true sugar daddy, a true lover, a true giver, you're just gonna find out with it. Because I know in the past, like a lot of times, like people have sent me gifts and I love them for it, but I never get like a message ahead of time like saying, I want to send you a gift. Is that okay? Because whenever that's happened, I'm telling you ladies, you will never get that gift. The guy is just wanting attention because he's lonely, but he's also broke. He doesn't have any sugar, okay? So I refuse to tell him whom I bank with because that's smart. I realized that I got to change things up because obviously he is not budging. He keeps talking about putting me on some type of payroll, which let me tell you right now, that makes no sense. Because first off, if I was like on an actual payroll, there would be a paper trail. I'd have to then pay taxes on it. He would need to list a description of what my job is, like my responsibilities. And if you get caught lying, that's how you can get in trouble, because you can't just sign anybody on to a work payroll. Even if I think you're even self-employed, like I don't think it even works then. And then if I am on your payroll daily, obviously it implies that I'm working over 40 hours a week. So I think we need to be talking about what my health benefits are going to be and my sick and my vacation days. It's literally a whole ordeal to do that. Like, he just must think I'm so dumb. So let me tell you what my game plan was. So I needed my story to make somewhat of sense. So I told him that I had a joint bank account that I really did not have access to. And the person, I think I said my aunt, maybe I didn't say it was my aunt, I think a family member, somebody. And I said, they will give me money into my Venmo and PayPal for play money if I like want to go out to eat and shop, or if I owe somebody something. And then apparently he believed that, because then he started giving me instructions on how to open an account with a credit union, how I could just walk in and have it real easy to set up a bank account. Let's be real, I don't like leaving my house, so there was no way in heck that I was gonna walk in to a bank. I don't know how to explain that I made a bank account for some creepy random stranger on Instagram to wire transfer me $6,000 for funsies. To me, that sounds like I could get in legal trouble somehow with that amount of play money. So at this point, I don't have a plan. But I don't want to lose my sugar daddy scammer just yet. So I was like, okay. So I'm kind of like delaying it, saying like, oh, like I'm so busy, haven't gone to the bank. Oh, it's Sunday, sorry. Oops, Monday, that's a work day. And I'm just like buying time for me to think. And then I come up with a plan. So I decide to then shoot him a DM and was like, hey, guess what? I'm going to be gifted a bank account after Christmas. Like, I agreed with my family. I'm going to open it up. It's going to be all in my name. I will let you know. But sadly, that means that I'll be getting my allowance after Christmas. And I just feel like such a sad sugar baby. So I just wanted to let you know that I have an Amazon wish list and I would love to have a present for Christmas. Just, to prove that you are a real sugar daddy. Okay, well, I didn't say that last part because in no way was I ever gonna tell him that I was suspicious, because I wanted to scam the sugar daddy scammer and I didn't want him getting freaked out and blocking me too soon. So I tell him that, and I'm like, here's my Amazon wishlist link. And then he's like, oh, darling, wait, I think I have the screenshot. It's something like, oh, darling, you can buy all those things for yourself once you're on the payroll. It's like, dang it. So then I try again to guilt him into that. And I figure that's gonna be my last attempt, because as great as it is getting the storytime content, it's beginning to look really pathetic on my end that I'm still talking to this scammer. So basically, from where we're at now, I haven't talked to him in a long time. He's reached out a couple times and he never ended up blocking me, which I found kind of weird, because I thought after I ignored him a bit, with me obviously looking at his messages, that he would block me. Isn't that weird? But I should probably block him, because I'd rather not have a scammer be snooping on my page. So I'm gonna do that after I film this. That is my sugar daddy gone wrong, horror stories, whatever. I don't see there being a part 2, because he's obviously a scammer. I'm not gonna continue talking to him. It's fizzled out, it's done. I am going to block him after filming this. But wait, before I end this video, I hope you guys are still with me, because I do wanna go in depth about what could have gone seriously wrong if I had given my bank information. So basically, I don't think there would have been much harm in me revealing the actual name of my bank. However, if you give somebody your account number and your routing number, they have the ability to then withdraw from your account. So the only times that you should really be plugging that personal information in is maybe with PayPal, which we know is trusted as long as you handle it responsibly, because you might want to dump the money in a PayPal into your account. Same with Venmo. Also, if there's a credible company, they may want to pay you via direct deposit, and there's no harm in that, because again, they're a credible company. But you should never be giving out that information to somebody you don't know, especially some guy named James on Instagram. Now, I have heard of a one-way routing number. I don't know much about it. You probably have to show up to your bank in person, but by having it be one way, people can then wire transfer you money, but then they can't access your money to pull it out. Now, some of you may think that you could get around that by opening up a brand new bank account that has $0 in it. So if it happens to be a sugar daddy scam, you don't have to worry, because none of your personal funds are in the account yet. However, still, they can then overdraw from your account, and then you have an overdraft fee. And it's really sad, because I've seen this happen on the news in different ways, but the banks won't forgive that. So if somebody pulled out $5,000, you are gonna owe the bank $5,000. There's no way around it. And people have just gone into serious debt over that. And it's really sad. And so I know sugar daddies kind of tend to gravitate towards people in their younger 20s, and you're naive, and sometimes you're in such a desperate financial situation. It seems so tempting, but still take a step back, be smart, and just don't give your bank information. Give your PayPal and Venmo. Give this video a like, because you've gone this far. So, okay, subscribe to join the fam bam, because we're pretty bamity bam. And I love you. I mean it. Bye.